Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the Committee to Re-elect Craig Blair.
We are the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer. But that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
Look and feel your best this year. WVU Medicine Plastic, Cosmetic, and Reconstructive Surgery Martinsburg offers a variety of procedures to enhance your appearance. Board certified by the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, Dr. Jack Gelman specializes in tummy tucks, breast augmentation and lips, liposuction, body contouring, arm and thigh lifts, Botox, and filler injections. WVU Medicine Plastic, Cosmetic, and Reconstructive Surgery. Financing options are available. Call 304-350-3274.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Rocks, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda, Craig Blair for State Senate, Orsini's Home Store, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Berkeley County Health Department, Hagerstown Ford, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Modern Realty Results, the Palace Lounge.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Good evening and welcome into the Martinsburg Fieldhouse as the Martinsburg Bulldogs boys basketball team welcomes in the Hampshire Trojans for this matchup of West Virginia high school boys basketball. Martinsburg coming in at 6-3, Hampshire sitting at 5-8. I'm Nick Verzolini, alongside me Dylan Bishop. John Arden is our cameraman, and back in the studio is Kyle McLaughlin. This is the Parsons Ford countdown to tip-off. Parsons Ford is located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first Parsons. JV matchup winding down. It's the Bulldogs 63, the Trojans 43. But looking at this matchup, Dylan, Martinsburg coming off of a big win over Jefferson the other night. It's a Jefferson team that's been beat up, but still 2-0 on the year against the Cougars and establishing themselves as of right now, is probably the number 2 team in the EPAC behind Spring Mills.
Right, yeah. Jefferson had Jamari Jenkins re-aggravate an ankle injury in that one, missed the majority of the game, just a little bit before halftime there. But, you know, despite a very slow first quarter, Martinsburg got back into that one, and although they trailed at halftime, they really took control. They kept it competitive in the first half, and then took control in the second half, give it a go to 2-0 on the year against Jefferson. And I think you're right, rightfully so. Martinsburg is seen as the number 2 team in the EPAC right now, behind only the number 1 team in the state in Jefferson. And I think you chalked it up to the pressure that they get with their guards on defense, and just in general, their guard play on both ends of the floor, because they have a handful of guys with Keyshawn Cheek, Chase Shipley, Josiah King, and the like, that can handle the ball and get their own points, create some shots of their own, and also, steal the ball on defense with their pressure and get out and score in transition. So it's got to be an annoying team to face, and I think Hampshire is going to really find that one out tonight.
You look at things for Hampshire so far, 5-8 on the year. They've played a few 4A schools this year and have not fared well. A loss to Musselman 66-45 back on December 8th, and a loss to Bridgeport on January 5th, 64-40. But they have won 3 of their last 4 with wins over Kaiser, Petersburg, and Berkeley Springs, a loss to Frankfurt on the 25th. As Hampshire looking to turn some things around. It's a big challenge for the Trojans tonight going against the Bulldogs, but we'll see if they're able to compete. Dylan, one thing that does jump out about Hampshire is the height. 6'7", 6'1", 6'3", 6 foot. Most guys around that 6 foot mark. So from that standpoint, they possibly could keep Martinsburg out of the paint and make things difficult tonight.
It does make for an interesting matchup against Martinsburg because, as we just kind of talked about, Martinsburg's strength is their guards and their defensive versatility in general, but the trade-off with that is size. Now, Anthony Owuna is not your typical center for most teams. He wouldn't be playing that. He'd probably be more of a 4, maybe even a 3, depending on what team it would be. But he is able to guard a lot of different guys out on the floor. If you need to switch on a screen, he can guard guys out on the perimeter when need be, and he can do it well. But he can also get into the paint and defend the rim as well. But we'll see how things pan out when he's facing someone, if he has to, like a Bryson Richardson at 6'7", or Jordan Gray at 6'3", J.J. Charlton at 6'2". How will that fare? And in general, the size, like Kyrie Bunny's playing the 4 for this team, and that's another one where he's probably shorter than your average power forward on a lot of teams, and the bench doesn't really make up for that size difference for the most part. It's not much taller, if any, on the bench for the Bulldogs. So if Hampshire's going to have a lot of success tonight, it will probably be because they have that size advantage, but Martinsburg has, more than likely, the quickness advantage and the skill out on the perimeter.
All right, we'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from both teams' head coaches and get a little insight on how they plan to match up with these two teams. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Kick off the new year in a new Toyota from CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg. We've got a great selection of your favorite Toyota models on our lot. Right now, get up to $2,200 off MSRP on a new 2024 RAV4. Or check out a new 2024 Camry and get up to $3,000 off MSRP. And every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care and our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
I do.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
I can't believe you didn't fill up.
That's double my rent. Not my car.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
You had one job.
It's twin girls.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rocks Rewards.
We welcome you back here to Martinsburg High School. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop, John Allerton on camera. Kyle McLaughlin back in the studio. Let's now hear from the head coaches of both teams. We'll start with the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Rogers. Our coaches' interviews are brought to you by Rocks Local Markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rocks, fast, fresh, friendly. Now joined by the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Rogers. Coach, coming off a win over Jefferson the other night, what did you like from the team in that victory?
Well, again, it sounds like a broken record. We started very slowly and down 10 points, and guys picked it up. I thought we came out the second half, did a good job second half, and actually saw some kids start shooting the basketball for a change, and that's something we have to do. Right now, we like our defense, we like our pressure. We got to start shooting the basketball, and I think Jackson Steen has kind of led us off there, and Chase has followed suit. Now, let's see where we go from here.
You mentioned getting off to a slow start. Obviously, you want to avoid those, but how big of a difference do you think this year has shown that when you've gotten down, your team continues to fight? Maybe last year they would have folded in that situation.
Yeah, it's called character, and it's called what you're made of as a person. And when you have kids that come to practice every day and work super hard, they know what hard work is, and they know what it takes to get back. And and every night you're not going to be on top of your game, but you can certainly rebound, hustle, and play defense. And if the ball's not falling, and you'll work on that later.
You mentioned Jackson Steen and his ability to knock down some shots recently, and it really started in that Spring Mills game. Even though the game was kind of over, he came in and made some shots for you. With him being, I believe, a senior for you, how has he really developed this season as a go-to scorer now?
Well, he's done a great job. He's had that ability all along, and there's been times when he's struggled, but he has really taken a role with this team that he's gonna be one of our leaders, and he can shoot the basketball, and he's quick, and he understands the game, so we're really pleased with him.
As you get more shooting for this team, what do you think that adds to what's already been, a really good defensive team?
Well, if you can play defense and you can knock down some threes, we have the people to get to the basket. So, but if you can't shoot, then defense is going to back off of you, and it's going to be tougher for you to get to the basket. So, when you begin to shoot, that's going to still open up your drive a little better. So, it all plays into one. You just got to play to your strengths, stay away from your weaknesses, but also you got to work on your weaknesses.
Hampshire tonight seems like they've been pretty good against teams that are more on their level, but have struggled against some of the 4A schools. What do you see from them so far tonight? Obviously have some big size.
Oh, they do. I like their size. They play man. They play 2-3. They saw a 1-3-1. We saw a 1-2 full court trap. So they change up, and so you have to be smart enough to adjust to that. And you can't let them stand out there and shoot. They got a couple guys that can knock down those threes, and and again, we've got a big week ahead of us. This is just one of 4, so it gets tougher as the week goes on, and this is going to be a good game. And Hampshire always gives us a good game. So I remember years ago when Jerry Mezza tested coach, and they were undefeated, and they came in here for the regional finals, and it was a heck of a ball game. So, over the years, they've had some great players come through their program, and I think Coach Alcott has really put them where they need to be, and they're getting better, I think, all the time.
You mentioned it being a big week. A lot of those games, conference games, a lot of them, some of the top teams in the state here in the EPAC. So, just how do you, I guess, prepare for a week where you have 4 games and only so much practice time?
Well, you do a little bit tomorrow. We'll play tonight. We'll come in tomorrow and work on the Hedgesville, play Hedgesville Wednesday, work on Spring Mills Thursday. work on a little bit of Musselman Thursday. We may have to come in Saturday morning for a walkthrough to get ready for the Musselman team. So you gotta be prepared. You gotta know what you're going into, and every game's a little bit different. How we're going to defense them, and what we're going to switch, what we're not going to switch, and it gets you gotta be on your toes.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, pal.
Now joined by the head coach of the Hampshire Trojans, Danny Alkire. Coach, team coming in, I believe 5-8 on the season, and have had some ups and downs. Have been pretty competitive against AAA and lower. 4A school tonight in Martinsburg, obviously a tough matchup, but you're coming off a win over Berkeley Springs. What do you like from the team so far?
We're starting to come around on offense, a little more patience on the offensive end. We're starting to find our cues on defense and getting into the gap and having a little better on the help side. So, like you said, we've had a rough stretch there, 6 games on the road where we weren't playing our best, but we're coming around, I think 3 of the last 4, and hopefully we're going to continue that in the next 9 games.
Who have been some of the key guys for your team so far this season?
Jensen Fields and Jordan Gray have been our 2 guys on offense that have been putting the ball in the basket. Unique to any other year, we've got a lot more people in the mid-range, 5 to 6 points. So points-wise has been Jordan and Jensen, but Trenton, Tim Brooks been coming up and giving some really good minutes on the defensive end off the bench, bringing the ball up on offense. Ethan Van Meter, Matt Medina have been handling the ball for us and playing well on the defensive end. Then you got our bigs, Bryson and Carter, who have been splitting time, doing well, and then J.J. Charlton coming off the bench too, and he played really well at Berkeley Springs. It gave us a spark in the second quarter.
Tonight against Martinsburg, when you look at things on paper, it looks like you guys will have a little bit of a size advantage. How do you use that to your advantage here tonight?
We're going to find out. Hopefully we keep them out of the paint. But with their speed, I don't know if the height will equate to anything or not. We'll find out. But, yeah, we're going to try to pack it in and keep them out of the paint. And if they're going to beat us, make them beat us from outside.
When you look at this Martinsburg team, they like to press a lot and put on a lot of pressure. What kind of stands out to you about their defense and their speed?
Just spontaneous. It's happening, but I'm trying to figure out rules to it, and I'm not sure I can. But I know they're run and jump, and they're looking to trap, so that's going to be a huge part of the game. And the outcome and what's determining the outcome is how we can handle that pressure, if we can get it up the court, and hopefully we can get it up the court. And if we do, I think it'll be fun in the half court.
Overall, what are you hoping to take from this game moving forward as you guys try to build on your season?
I just want to see where we're at mentally. I want to see how we fight with pride. I want to see how we come in and handle the first 4 minutes of the game. But I want to see where we're at. Like you said, we're 5-8 right now. We got to start turning things around. We want to get back to 500. And of the next 9 games, there's a lot of good competition in there with Hedgesville, Martinsburg. We got Tucker County, Clark County. So it's all starting tonight. But I'm just see how we jump out off the bat and see if we're intimidated or not.
And Hampshire's kind of a interesting school because it is in the Eastern Panhandle, but usually it's tough for them to compete with the EPAC, even though they could play in the EPAC. But what do you like about playing against the EPAC teams and then kind of challenge yourself in the non-conference, and also just where you're at in terms of the location? You can play EPAC schools, you can play Berkeley Springs, teams like that, to really build kind of a unique schedule where you get a lot of different challenges for your program.
I think it's great. I'm friends with the coaches down here. I've built a relationship over the last 6 years, so it's good to reach out and see if they can get us on the schedule here and there. But like you said, it's more of a test to see where we're at that time of the year. It's a challenge, obviously. We travel a lot to the middle of the state because other than Berkeley and Kaiser, you got to go to Fairmont to get AAA games. So we usually get 2 to 3 EPAC teams a year. This year, like I said, we had Musselman and Hedgesville still to come. But it's always a good challenge. It's always to see where we're at. And like I said, they're quad A, so it looks good to play them. But honestly, the challenge and just to see where you're at, it's the biggest parts we take from it.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Good luck tonight.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
So that's both teams' head coaches. We'll take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll get Dylan's keys to the game. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the Committee to Re-elect Craig Blair.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We welcome you back here to Martinsburg High School. Nick Versalini alongside me, Dylan Bishop here on the Parsons Ford countdown to tip-off. Dylan, let's get your keys to the game. The key to your next car is at the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of friends and family pricing. We'll start with the Hampshire Trojans who come in as the visitors, 5-8, and the underdogs here tonight. What would they need to do to get a win?
Well, it's going to be kind of an obvious one against the Martinsburg defense, but I think they need to try to limit their turnovers. If they're turning the ball over a whole lot and letting Martinsburg get out in transition and get a lot of easy points there, then I think it's going to be a tough time for them. And when it comes to Martinsburg on the other side, I think it's going to come down to rebounding for them. I think that they can do a good job on defense, and I can trust their offense as well with their guards. But, again, their lack of size, and, while not all of the tallest players are in the starting lineup for Hampshire, I'm sure they'll see minutes. It could be a problem if they're not careful, if they're letting Hampshire get a bunch of offensive rebounds, getting boxed out by them, then that's the sort of thing that can keep Hampshire in this game. Second chance points and a lack of second chance points or opportunities for Martinsburg.
About 4 minutes to go before starting lineups are announced here on the floor. And Dylan, it's a big week for us here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We'll have a lot of Martinsburg, but just overall a lot of EPAC games. A lot to look forward to. And then, of course, going on tonight, there's some girls basketball as well. So with the snow we had a few weeks ago, things are really starting to pick up in the EPAC.
Right, yeah. I think we're here at Martinsburg for a lot of this week. We're going to get to see the boys' team against a good bit of the EPAC. And then we also get Jefferson and Musselman tomorrow.
Yep.
So I think we're going to get a very good look at just what this Martinsburg team is made of. Obviously, they weren't able to beat Spring Mills earlier in the year. But, again, out of Martinsburg's 3 losses, 2 of them are to, probably the 2 best teams in the state, Spring Mills and Morgantown, and then throw in a third loss to a very good Lindsley team in the Skip Fowler. And it's a quality resume so far for the Bulldogs, but we'll see how this week shakes out for them because it's a pretty full one for them.
Yeah, Hedgesville, Spring Mills, and Musselman all coming up for Martinsburg this week. So while they've been able to, they haven't seen Musselman yet this year. They've already beat Hedgesville pretty dominantly, and then lost to Spring Mills in what was a pretty close game for about 3 quarters. So certainly a team that's playing good basketball. We'll see how things play out for the Bulldogs this week. We'll now get you the starting lineups, though, brought to you by the Murius Group and the Ameriprise Financial Advisors. John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or call 304-263-4343. Starting visitors, the Hampshire Trojans. It'll be number 2, the senior, 6 foot, Jensen Fields. 6'3", senior, number 41, Jordan Gray. Junior, 6'1", number 24, Carter Monroe. Senior, 5'11", number 12, Dylan Streisel. And rounding out the lineup, number 23, the junior, 6 foot, Ethan Van Meter. For Martinsburg, it will be a pretty similar lineup to how they normally play it, but Josiah King dealing with a little bit of a shoulder injury, still expected to play here tonight, but not quite 100%. So for the Bulldogs, starting at guard, it'll be number 1, the senior Jackson Steen. Number 2, Keyshawn Cheek. Number 3, Chase Shipley. Number 4, Kyrie Bunny. And rounding out the lineup, number 5, Anthony Awuna. So kind of nice for Martinsburg here tonight, Dylan. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That is very fun, isn't it?
We round down here the countdown and tip-off. Between the Bulldogs and the Trojans, we'll take a 3-minute break. On the other side of that break, we will get you set for tip-off. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Murius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We're back here at Martinsburg High School as Hampshire taking on Martinsburg here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Our opening tip-off is brought to you by Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. Dylan, as we get set for tip-off here, any final thoughts before things get started?
I'm just excited to see this Martinsburg team against someone where I think they should have a pretty good talent advantage, and I want to see, what exactly they can do against this team.
I think another thing that's going to be interesting is this is really the first time in a little bit that we've seen Martinsburg since they've established something with Jackson Steen as the Bulldogs win the tip. Really, we saw kind of his coming out party, but since then against Hedgesville, we haven't seen Martinsburg. So Keyshawn Cheek off the dribble, goes to the rim. Shot is off the mark and no good. Gray grabs the rebound for Hampshire. They'll push quickly back the other way. Fields with the basketball. Over to Gray on the left wing. Gray guarded by Kyrie Bunny. Drives into the lane, kicks it back out. Now back into the hands of Gray. Down low. Hampshire works it into the post, but stripped away by Awuna and into the hands of Shipley. Shipley bounce pass ahead of Jackson Steen. Tough contested layup is up and good. It's not just three-pointers from Steen. He's shown an ability to get to the rim and also hit from the mid-range for the senior.
Does a good job of filling the lane on the way, hustling back.
Van Meter's bounce pass down low to Monroe is up and good. And we're tied at 2 here, 7 minutes left in this first quarter. Shipley catches on the right wing down to the post for Awuna. He'll turn it face drive baseline and is pushed on his way toward the basket. No shot attempt. It will be on the floor. Martinsburg will inbound. Our first quarter presented to you on TV 10 by the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown. Ranson, probably serving the area since 1880.
Teams are playing fast so far in this first minute.
Yeah, a little surprised that we've seen that from Hampshire here early on, but maybe trying to match some of that Martinsburg tempo. Keyshawn Cheek with the basketball. Trying to get past Fields, drives into the lane, kicks it out, open three for Shipley is up and too strong, but Cheek grabs the rebound, goes up with the left hand and finishes. Cheek with his first 2 points. It's 4-2 Martinsburg.
I think that possession was a good showcase of what Keyshawn Cheek can do for this team. He can pass the ball, he hustles, gets rebounds, and do things like that outside of just scoring.
What a play by Shipley to take that pass away. Finds his teammate Kyrie Bunny. Now Awuna running down the court. He goes up toward the rim. Is fouled before the shot. 4-2 Martinsburg on top. 6:08 remaining in the first quarter. All of their first quarter sponsor here on TV 10, the CMA's Honda of Winchester. 3985 Valley Pike. CMA moving lives forward. Cheek inbounds to Awuna. Now back to Cheek at the right elbow, and he'll reset the offense. Keyshawn drives in the lane, kicks it out. Jackson Steen. Steen dribbles toward the elbow, now kicks it back over to Shipley. Shipley goes baseline, finds Awuna underneath, and Awuna goes up strong with the layup.
That was a tight window for Bunny to put that pass into. Nicely done. 5-second violation.
Seemed like a quick 5 seconds, but Awuna's basket is up and good. 6-2. Martinsburg on top. Inbound again to Awuna. Same play. This time they hand it off to Cheek. He finds Awuna underneath, and Awuna gets the layup to go.
Really
nice
good
passing from the Bulldogs.
Yeah. By pretty much all 5 guys on the court so far.
So Martinsburg has established an 8-2 lead over Hampshire. They now trap Gray in the backcourt. Awuna takes it away. He's all by himself. He'll go up for the two-handed jam. Anthony Awuna's come to play here tonight. He has 6 of the 10 for the Bulldogs.
He's dominating this game so far, and I see no reason why he can't continue doing it.
There's Gray trying to get past half court. Hampshire may want to think about a timeout as that passes off the hands of Monroe and out of bounds. It's a turnover for the Trojans here with 5:07 left in this first quarter. So Martinsburg just 3 minutes into the contest, already at 10 points, already up to an 8-point lead.
It's the length, the quickness, the aggressiveness on defense has been too much for Hampshire so far.
Shipley drives into the lane, goes up strong with the right hand. That's up and good. Too easy on his way to the rim for Chase Shipley. 4 of the 5 starters are now in the scoring column for the Bulldogs.
They're just too quick.
A foul called on Keyshawn Cheek as he was blocking the way down the court for Streisel. It will stay with the Trojans here at 12-2 with 4:46 left in this first quarter. Gray will inbound it to the left of the Martinsburg bench. Has some struggles getting it in. Now finds his teammate. Fields at the corner. 3 on the way. That is short. Rebounded by Kyrie Bunny. Cheek will look to push and look quickly down the court for Chase Shipley in the left corner. Shipley back over to Bunny. 3-pointer on the way. Just short. Owuna grabs the offensive glass. Kicks it back out to Jackson Steen. Martinsburg looking to reset the offense here with 4:25 left in the first. Shipley attacks the rack. Goes up strong. Shot is no good. Rebounded by the Trojans. Hampshire nearly turned it over. Yeah, there's the call for the double dribble.
Yep.
As it went onto the hip of Streisel, and then he took another dribble. So a turnover there for the Trojans.
I didn't love that shot by Shipley. I see him, trying to feel out his opponents, but I think he knows. I could see him on the way there after that whistle for the double dribble, kind of patting his chest like, my bad.
Keyshawn Cheek to the rim with the left hand, and he'll draw the foul and shoot 2. Contesting that shot was Streisel. That's his personal foul there on him, and Keyshawn Cheek headed to the line. They called on Van Meter. That is his first.
Cheek is aggressive going to the rim, and he draws fouls incredibly well. He's fearless going to the rim.
Cheek knocks down the free throw. He has 3 points. 3 of the 13 here for Martinsburg. Second one from Cheek is up and good as well. 4 points for Keyshawn. Martinsburg bringing pressure again in the backcourt. Fields looks down court. Finds Streisel. Streisel goes up strong, but that's blocked by Owuna. Jackson Steen now has the basketball for Martinsburg. Bulldogs running with numbers. Over to Shipley. Shipley down low to Owuna. He couldn't really ever secure it. It's a turnover for Martinsburg. Van Meter now brings it into the front court for Hampshire. Fields back to Gray. Trojans still working the ball very quickly down the court. Here's a mid-range J on the way. It's no good. Rebounded on the offensive glass by Monroe. Kick it back out to Streisel. Now Gray has it. Double teamed by Cheek. And Hampshire nearly turns it over. We'll stay with the Trojans. Are you a little bit surprised that at this point you're down 12, so maybe you don't want to hold the ball as much, but just kind of expected Hampshire to try to slow things down against this quick-paced Martinsburg team, but they've kind of been forced to play at their pace.
I think Martinsburg, they come out and they trap, so it kind of forces you to pass the ball around quickly.
Streisel over to Gray, top of the key. Down low to Fields. Fields goes up with the reverse layup, but that's up and good.
Oh, and he steals the inbounds pass and gets 2 more.
And then Van Meter getting the layup on the other end, so 14-6. But good work there from the Trojans.
Yeah, they needed a little stretch like that.
Into the lane, cooks it out for Cheeks 3. That's too strong. Rebounded by Shipley. Shipley still was wide open. Throws a lob up to Owuna. He goes up with the left-handed reverse layup. That's no good. But Martinsburg stays on the offensive glass and now turns it over. Streisel to the rim is blocked by Shipley off the glass. Cheek now in transition for the Bulldogs. Goes all the way, but he is rejected by Monroe. Trading blocked shots is Hampshire and Martinsburg. Monroe down the court now. In the hands of Van Meter. He goes toward the rack, but it's going to be a charge. Shipley in perfect positioning. I think that's the second on Van Meter. And it's a turnover here for Hampshire. Martinsburg possession at 14-6. Bulldogs.
Those back-to-back blocks were impressive. How about Monroe? Carter Monroe on the other end, but the great pin against the backboard by Chase Shipley right before that.
Yeah, both teams getting up, both teams blocking shots. Owuna checks out of the game with 6 points. Height into the ball game now for the Bulldogs, the first dog off the bench. Here's Bunny. And another sloppy play here from Martinsburg. So they started the game looking excellent with their passes, Dylan, but these last few possessions have been a little bit sloppy.
Yeah, I think they're just not quite focusing on it enough.
Shipley nearly steals the inbound. Gray somehow gets it across in the hands of Fields. Fields tries to attack the basket, but gets double teamed smartly, throws it off the knee of Height and out of bounds. It will stay with the Trojans. Bulldogs 14, Trojans 6, 1:47 left in the opening quarter. Gray has it off the inbound, reverses the basketball up top to Fields. Fields dribbling in the Bulldog logo. Guarded by Kyrie Bunny. High post for Gray. Gray spin move in the lane. Shot is too strong off the other backboard. And now down the court to Jackson Steen. Steen, tough contested layup is up and no good.
He's going faster than he needed to.
Gray chucks it into the stands. And it will be a turnover.
Boy, that wasn't great. It looked like more of a throwaway in a football game than anything.
Yeah.
Intentional grounding. Can we get that call?
Download a Height. Height posts up and goes up strong and finishes. Garrett Height continues to play well off the bench for Martinsburg and lead back up to 10 now at 16-6.
He's a good hustle
minute
guy.
left here in the first. No look pass, good ball movement here. Maybe too many passes, though, for Hampshire as it allows Martinsburg to get back on the defensive end. Fields with the basketball, guarded by Keyshawn Cheek. Cheek pokes it away into the hands of Steen. Steen, 2-on-1, fast break, trying to find Bunny, but good job by Gray to get into positioning, tip it away. Steen now back at the basketball. Cheek, extra pass. Kyrie Bunny, open three-pointer. Off the mark, no good. Martinsburg not hitting from the outside here early on. Steen finds Height from the elbow, and that's good. Quick 4 points for Garrett Height, giving Martinsburg a spark here against Hampshire at 18-6.
Great hustle by Jackson Steen on that possession to keep that alive.
Gray trying to get his way down the court, and Martinsburg ties it up.
I think we got a Hampshire timeout before that.
Somehow, someway, Hampshire did get a timeout here with 8.1 seconds left in the first. Let's take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. We welcome you back here to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. It is Martinsburg 18, Hampshire 6. 8 seconds left here in this first quarter. It's Trojans' possession out of the timeout. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop, happy to have you with us. John Allerton on camera, back in the studio, Kyle McLaughlin. And Hampshire will have it here with just a few seconds left. They throw it into the backcourt, which was an interesting decision. Streisel crosses half court, turns it over. Cheek at the buzzer! Just off the mark and off the side of the backboard, no good. And we head to the end of the first quarter, into the second quarter with Martinsburg on top, 18-6. We'll take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader, promises made, Promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Craig Blair.
Welcome back here to Martinsburg High School. Bulldogs 18, Trojans 6. Here in this first half, Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop, happy to have you with us. Trojans going to the bench a little bit. Tim Brook brings it across half court now. Fields has it. He'll drive into the lane and get fouled on his way up and shoot two.
I think Fields kind of has to be that guy for Hampshire to get anything going. In the half court, well, these passes they were doing around the court, I think eventually Martinsburg was starting to read them a little bit, and they were getting the ball into the hands of guys that were more likely to turn the ball over.
First free throw is up and good. Second one rattles home as well, so Fields now with 4 points to lead the Trojans. 18-8, Martinsburg on top. Josiah King checks in the game for the first time here tonight, and Hampshire coming out with a zone defense. But Martinsburg breaks it easily as King catches and scores with the floater in the lane. Good ball movement for the Bulldogs.
Perfectly executed.
Martinsburg with a little bit of a man-to-man pressure. Fields gets it across half court. Down low for the Trojans, going up strong and finishing was J.J. Charlton. It's 20-10. Back to King. Down low, Chase Shipley in perfect positioning. His shot is blocked. Kick it out. Three-pointer on the way from Kyrie. Bunny is off the back of the rim, no good. Shipley grabs the offensive rebound. Back out King. Good pass down low to Bunny. But a good recovery by Gray to get into positioning and contest the shot. Here's Fields now down the court. He, I believe, traveled, but I think they're going to call a foul, actually. No, they did call it. Turnover.
The official coming in from behind.
Called a charge? I didn't really see a charge, but okay. I don't know. That's what I thought he signaled, but I don't know. Should be a travel.
It does seem like that's what they called. I think he called it for a forearm push as he was coming up.
Oh, yeah, they did. Right. Well, interesting. Shipley, three-pointer on the way. Either way, it's a turnover, so it doesn't matter too much. But, yeah, it was an offensive foul called against Jensen Fields.
I do think that the size of Jordan Gray at 6'3" in the middle has gotten to Martinsburg a little bit on offense.
Well, since they've gone to this zone, here's a height open three. That's off the mark. I'm certain Martinsburg actually hasn't made a three-pointer to this point, but they've attempted quite a few. Here's a three-pointer on the other end. In fact, we don't have a three-pointer that's fallen here tonight. Both teams all over the floor. Hampshire with a good hustle, but it will go back to the Bulldogs. As diving out of bounds and trying to keep it alive there for Hampshire was Charlton. 20-10 Martinsburg, 6 minutes left here in the first half. Josiah King dribble handoff with Shipley off the height screen. King skip pass to Robinson. That pass is tipped by Gray, and he continues to make an impact. Robinson's going to pick up the foul. Our second quarter is brought to you on TV 10 by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. They're located at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at Orsinis.com. Keyshawn Cheek coming back into the game for Martinsburg as they take Robinson out here quickly. It feels like, Dylan, that Martinsburg maybe needed another guard out there to break this zone pressure. Josiah King intercepts the pass, then runs into Cheek but gets the dribble back. King crossover dribble, goes up into the lane, scoop shot with the left hand. That's no good. Rebounded by Jensen Fields, that is. Jensen Fields, 20-10. Martinsburg on top, 5:40 left. Another foul called against the Bulldogs.
I do think the Bulldogs need the offense running back through Cheek again. And he brings a little bit more stability and control when he has the ball in his hands.
Foul called on Chase Shipley. Good pressure from Height, but it will stay with Hampshire as Tim Brook couldn't field the pass. The Bulldogs stay in the man-to-man press with a double team on the inbound Cheek, kind of in a safety-like position where he can go anywhere until his man comes back in. Fields brings it across half court, goes into the lane with the floater and goes all the way up for the basket and good. So Jensen Fields clearly doing some good things on the Hampshire side. It's only an 8-point game here at 20-12. Down low to Awuna. It's tipped away and out of bounds. 6 for Fields to lead the way for Hampshire. Martinsburg basketball here underneath.
They got to do something to figure out this 1-3-1 zone. It's been effective for the Spartans. Trojans, excuse me. The other side of the war.
Steen over to Height for 3. That's good. Height knocking down the 3, the first 3 of the night for Martinsburg, and Height has 7 off the bench. Now he gets a steal into the hands of Steen. Back to Height. Another 3 on the way. No good. King trying to grab the rebound, and it heads out of bounds. Will go back to Hampshire. So Height with the 3. Good look from Steen. It's the first 3 of the night from Martinsburg, and they're back up by double digits here at 23-12 with 4:40 left in this first half. Fields down the court looking for Medina. Medina pulls up for 3. That's way off the mark. No good, but Charlton grabs the rebound. Tim Brook with an open 3, and that's good. So the second quarter has brought the first 3-point field goals for each team, and it's 23-15. Down low, Awuna kicks it out. Steen, extra pass to Cheek. Over to Height. Height swings it to the corner and called for that travel as he caught it. It was Josiah King. It's a turnover from Martinsburg with 4:11 left in the first half. Another second quarter sponsor here is Craig Blair for State Senate. Eastern Panhandle's first and only Senate president. As Height gets the steal off the inbound and goes up strong for the layup. That's up and good. Get you the rest of that Craig Blair read here just momentarily. 25-15, our score. Down low, shot is blocked by King and out of bounds.
Wow.
Off of Hampshire will be Martinsburg ball. So second quarter brought to you by Craig Blair for State Senate, the Eastern Panhandle's first and only Senate president and lieutenant governor, a fiscal and social conservative who's making West Virginia great again by cutting taxes and creating jobs. Let's re-elect Craig Blair in 2024. 25-15, Bulldogs on top here. 3:53 left in the first half. Down low to Steen, intended for Awuna, I believe, but ended up in Jackson's hands. And now Cheek attacks the zone, goes down low to Zion, and Zion gets the layup to go.
The no-look pass. What a play by Cheek there.
27-15. Martinsburg on top here. 3.5 left in the first half. Fields looks down the court, finds Tim Brook. Over to Medina. Medina pulls up from the free throw line. That's an air ball. Martinsburg will take back over.
Hampshire's, again, still sped up on offense. It's working out for them here and there, but still not enough for them to get back into this game. They're making more mistakes than not.
27-15 Martinsburg. Second quarter, 3:22 left. Keyshawn Cheek brings it across half court, guarded by Tim Brook. Cheek in the corner for Josiah King. King attacks the basket, bounce pass to Keyshawn Cheek for 3. The shot is short and no good. Medina grabs the rebound in the hands of Tim Brook. Pass intended for Richardson, bounces off of his leg, heads out of bounds. Tim Brook trying to keep it alive, but was unable to. And Martinsburg gets it back. Bulldogs going to their bench a little bit. Looks like Fagan's going to come in.
Haven't seen a ton of him in varsity so far this year.
Awuna and Cheek check out. I was talking to Coach Rogers before the game. He said he was trying to get a lot of these younger guys some more playing time at JV, so the guys that have been rotating at the varsity level that are on that bench. He wanted to give them some JV time here tonight and probably for the rest of the season because they just haven't been able to play at the varsity level as much, even though they're good players, just can only use so many guys as the shot is no good from Steen. Fagan tries to grab the offensive rebound, draws the foul. Steen steals the inbound, dives on the floor. Shipley picks it up, goes up with an unbelievable move to the rim and gets the layup to go. Shipley with 4 and a stoppage of play as Hampshire's going to burn a timeout. Our score, Martinsburg 29, Hampshire 15. We'll take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The W.B. Rockefeller Neuroscience Institute Martinsburg clinics have moved to a new location. Our RNI team has moved to a larger custom-designed suite on the 3rd floor of the Spring Mills Medical Office Building at 61 Campus Drive. RNI teams now located in the new Spring Mills office include physical medicine and rehabilitation, neurosurgery, and neurology. We look forward to welcoming patients at this new location in Spring Mills. For more info, call 304-596-5038.
We welcome you back here to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop here. Martinsburg Dylan up 29-15. There's been some good stretches, some rough stretches. Hampshire, though, has never really been in the game since very early on.
Yeah, they're just getting sped up by the Martinsburg defense. They've been tenacious. Really, you could say they're playing tenacious D.
You could say that, yeah. Are you willing to say that?
I'm willing to say that. They've caused a lot of turnovers, really. It's very impressive. But again, Martinsburg hasn't gotten this 1-3-1 zone of Hampshire figured out too well yet.
Yeah, in the half court, it's been a little bit of a struggle. But that's honestly been what we've expected from Martinsburg so far this year. Great team when they're able to get their pressure and cause turnovers. Half-court offense still needs some work. Gray attacks the basket, has it poked away by Fagan, then gets it back, gets fouled, and finishes the layup. Impressive play from Gray.
Gray's really been the one that's kept Hampshire within striking distance in this game. And I think without him, Martinsburg would probably have a solid, at least 6 more points on offense, and he's kind of been the guy that has, made the passes to get the ball from the backcourt into the front court to beat the press too.
Yeah, I mean, he only has 3 points. That's his first 3 points right there, but he's brought some problems on the defensive end, and then, like you said, kind of a physical player, not your typical guy that you'd expect to have a lot of the ball handling responsibilities, but against a team like Martinsburg, his physicality has kind of matched their speed and athleticism well. Fields has led the team in scoring so far with 6 points as the Bulldogs easily break the Trojans' press. Steen an open jumper. That's no good. Rebounded by Fields. He looks down the court. Hampshire pushing Medina. Good pass to Timbrook. His layup, though, is up and no good. And a late foul comes in on Coy Fagan. With 2:04 left in this first half, and Martinsburg up 29-18. It's going to be the second on Fagan, which will cause him to probably come out here with Bunny going to the scores table. Timbrook to shoot 2. The first one is up and no good. Well, it's only been 3 attempts. That was the first miss from the line so far here tonight for the Trojans. Martinsburg 29, Hampshire 18. 2:04 left in this first half. Second one from Timbrook is good. And Bulldogs get it to King. King to Bunny. Ahead to Steen. Steen to Zion. Zion's shot is up and good. Zion Egmondua with the layup at 31-19. 1:50 left in this first half.
I believe we got an offensive foul there, too.
Yeah, so an offensive foul on Hampshire gives the ball back to Martinsburg. Josiah King will inbound it from the baseline. Gray standing in front of him. King gets it into Shipley in the corner. Shipley now brings it back toward the center of the court to reset the offense. Shipley attacks Timbrook, finds Bunny. Bunny pulls up from inside the elbow. His shot is no good. Tries to get his own offensive rebound, but Hampshire wasn't having it. Fields now breaking the press. Euro steps in the lane and finishes. Fields has 8 of the 21 for the Trojans, still only down by 10. Steen, no-look pass underneath, taken away by Gray. Fields back the other way for the Trojans. He is triple-teamed. Medina traveled as he caught it, and it's a turnover for Hampshire. Height will come back in. Steen heads to the bench. Martinsburg 31, Hampshire 21. 1:13 left in this first half. 1 of 4 games this week for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Chase Shipley over to Kyrie Bunny now as he'll swing it ahead to Shipley. Martinsburg working against this zone defense. Coach Rogers trying to call some things out. Now looks like Hampshire switched to a man.
Yep.
Height goes into the lane, kicks it out for Shipley, his behind the back dribble now. Swings it to Zion, back over to Josiah Gray. Josiah King. Josiah Gray is the pitcher for the Nationals. Now Gray on one side, Josiah on the other side. Down low to Zion, that one taken away by Fields.
Martinsburg really should be able to exploit them in man-to-man.
Yeah, you would think so, yeah.
They haven't quite been able to since they've switched back to it. It really feels like Martinsburg should be up by more than 10 points. Not sure, it's just somehow Hampshire has stayed in this.
Foul called before the shot. I think it's just been the half-court offense isn't quite there for Martinsburg.
No, Martinsburg is missing a good bit of shots or being sloppy with the ball, sloppy with passes. They should have more points than this, and it's only really their own doing, although give credit to Hampshire's defense.
Yeah, no, they've played tough in the half-court. They've kept up pretty well, but it's been that transition, which is really what they thought would be the key coming in. Is here Shipley turns it over, bounce pass down the court. Billion fakes there from Streisel, nearly gets the layup to go. Fields trying to keep it alive. I don't have a number 4 on my roster, so.
Don't have one on mine either.
But good effort from him. Over to Shipley at the buzzer. That's short and no good, and we head to halftime with Martinsburg up 31-21 here at the half. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. We'll take a 2-minute break and then have the halftime show.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Heffley Motor Company off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. If you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. The Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
We welcome you back here to Martinsburg High School. Martinsburg 31, Hampshire 21. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop here at the half. John Allerton, our cameraman. Our halftime show is brought to you by the Mansion Freddy Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Dylan, what were your thoughts there on that first half?
I think we kind of started to get into it at the end of the first half. It just seems like Martinsburg's half-court offense hasn't really been too effective. They haven't been able to find open three-pointers and knock them down. And then once Hampshire transitioned in the second quarter to a bit more 1-3-1, it was harder for them to find open lanes. They did well in the first quarter. They did better, at least, in the half court. And then Hampshire started to do a better job of also not turning the ball over in the second quarter, so there wasn't as many easy baskets for Martinsburg in the transition game. So I think that's why they were kind of able to keep it pretty much even in the second quarter. But I think Hampshire's going to have to do more than what they've been doing to get back into it, because I think Martinsburg will eventually figure out how to get more turnovers, easy baskets, and how to get things going in the half court too.
So we'll bring you the first half stats brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. First for the Trojans, it's Fields with 8, Charlton with 2, 4 for Timbrook, 2 for Van Meter, 2 for Monroe, and 3 for Gray. On the Martinsburg side, it's 2 for King, 2 for Steen, 4 for Cheek, 4 for Shipley, 6 for Luna, 4 for Zion Egmondua, and 9 for Height. 31-21. Martinsburg at the half, about 6.5 minutes until the start of the third quarter. We'll take a 2-minute break and then hear from Colin McLaughlin back in the studio. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body. At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Welcome into the And One Halftime Scoreboard Show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We have hit halftime in West Virginia High School boys basketball between Martinsburg and Hampshire. Martinsburg on top of Hampshire by a score of 31-21. No other local scores for you, so we'll just get into the West Virginia High School boys basketball Week 9 coaches poll as well as AP poll, as both have come out today. First, we'll get you the top 10 in the Week 9 coaches poll. 1 through 5 is Spring Mills, Morgantown, George Washington, Martinsburg, and Huntington. And then the top 6 through 10 goes Wheeling Park, Bridgeport, Spring Valley, Jefferson, and Hedgesville. For the AP poll, 1 through 5 is Spring Mills, Morgantown, George Washington, Martinsburg, and Wheeling Park. Top 6 through 10 in the basketball AP poll here in the Mountain State for Class 4A. Bridgeport, Hedgesville, Huntington, Jefferson, and Musselman rounding out the top 10 in those ones. So that's that. No other local games going on. We'll send it now back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse for the second half with Nick Verzolini and Dylan Bishop. The score at the half, Martinsburg 31, Hampshire 21. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 2 minutes.
Kick off the new year in a new Chevy from CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg. We've got a great selection of new Chevy models on our lot. Right now, save up to $9,000 off MSRP on a new 2024 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab. Or check out a new 2024 Equinox and save up to $3,500 off MSRP. And did we mention every new car comes with Chevy Complete Care and our lifetime powertrain warranty? Find new roads at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
We welcome you back here to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Our score, Martinsburg 31, Hampshire 21. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop here on the call. As get ready for the second half, Dylan. And, I mean, it was the first half that I think you walk away relatively impressed with both teams in some ways. I mean, Martinsburg's defense still very tough to score on. Hampshire, though, keeping it within 10 isn't too bad for a team that you really wouldn't expect to on paper be this close, but also Some negatives from Martinsburg. Their half-court offense wasn't the best. It seemed like when Hampshire was able to keep the game in the half-court, they're pretty competitive. We'll see how the second half plays out. So we begin this third quarter, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to Hagerstown Ford, or go to fordofhagerstown.com. Martinsburg forces a turnover here right away. Kyrie Bunny gets out and runs and gets his first 2 points of the game. Now all 5 starters have scored for Martinsburg. And here's Fields. Bounce pass down low to Monroe. Finds Streisel. Back to Gray. And Gray is fouled up top by Anthony Awuna. Awuna started the game on a tear underneath. Had six quick points. Hasn't done much since, but that's another thing. Martinsburg really didn't get it underneath once Hampshire changed up the defensive looks on them. Monroe here off the inbound, back to Gray. That pass tipped by Bunny. Cheek keeps it alive for the Bulldogs. They'll go quickly. Here's Awuna taking about 15 steps on his way to the basket, and he travels.
Yeah, one too many.
He has long legs, so maybe he thought he couldn't get away with it. But
he thought he was Giannis for a second.
But he caught the ball at about the free throw line, so I was like, I don't know if that's going to work out for you, buddy.
I think some NBA officials would have let it go. But
oh, for sure. But this isn't the NBA yet for Anthony Awuna. Maybe one day, though. Fields drives into the corner, turns it over. Kyrie Bunny takes it ahead to Jackson Steen. Ahead to Shipley. Shipley's pass underneath. Finds Awuna, and he gets the layup that time. Didn't have to take any steps to get that point. Those points, I should say. 8 points for Anthony. 35-21. A foul called on Jackson Steen off the inbound as Van Meter caught that pass.
The Bulldogs have stepped up the pressure in this third quarter. They obviously they never really let up on it, but it's been more effective so far coming out of halftime. With the players probably a little more fresh after that break in the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, they got some young guys out there, too, a little bit in that first half. As here's the pass down the court to Fields. Fields goes up strong. Shot is no good. Kyrie Bunny grabs the rebound. Ahead to Steen, over to Shipley. Shipley back to Bunny, open triple on the way is short. Awuna grabs the rebound for the Dogs. They'll find Keyshawn Cheek now back up top to Shipley. Into the corner now for Jackson Steen. Steen with a good crossover dribble. Goes to the rim with the Euro step. Shot is short. Bunny tries to sky in for the rebound, but can't grab it. And it heads out of bounds. It will be Hampshire possession.
I like the attempt at the Euro step there. Just didn't quite finish it.
14-point lead for Martinsburg at 35-21. And another 5-second call? Is that
Yep.
it? Yeah, wow. Third quarter presented to you on TV 10 by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. 6:17 left in this third, and it's Bulldog basketball underneath the hoop. Off the inbound, Cheek wide open for three. That's short. Keyshawn grabs his own rebound, but can't quite tap the toes on the baseline and keep himself in bounds. So it's a turnover. Well, not really a turnover, but just a change of possession there for Hampshire. Gray off the inbound, can't keep it alive. It will stay with the Trojans. Good hustle by Martinsburg here all over the basketball on both ends of the floor. That hasn't really been the issue. Just haven't really been able to make any outside shots. Only one three-pointer, I believe, in that first half. Actually, yeah, just one by height. Everybody else didn't hit one, and they certainly had their fair share of attempts. Here's Fields off the inbound. Again, struggles to get it in, but finds Gray. Gray for a good pass down the court to Van Meter. Van Meter to Monroe. Monroe kicks it out. Open three on the way, but no attempt there from Streisel, and then Streisel tries a cross-court pass for Van Meter, but it's a turnover, and it will head back to Martinsburg.
That's why you run that sort of pressure, to force the other team into making passes like that.
Awuna catches it on the right wing. Over to Steen up top. Steen off the Shipley screen. Step back three on the way is good from Jackson Steen. he's hitting, Martinsburg can be on their A game.
That's what they need. Something in the half court.
Monroe down low, finishes the layup through the contact. He has 4. Steen now up to 5. 38-23 is our score with 5:27 left in the third. And Monroe to the line to shoot a free throw on the 3-point play opportunity. Cheek picks up his second personal.
Hampshire's hasn't really taken advantage of it until now, but I do think Martinsburg's defense has been a little more undisciplined in these last couple minutes.
Free throws up and good from Monroe. Here's Shipley. Lob pass for Bunny off the glass. He's fouled on his way up, and he'll go to the line, shoot a pair. Kyrie with just 2 points. He'll shoot 2 free throws here in the pink shoes for the Bulldogs. First one is off the back of the rim and no good.
I liked that attempt at the lob there. At least got himself to the free throw line. Could have been a fun play.
Second one is up and good. Bunny has 3. As we mentioned earlier, big week for Martinsburg. 4 games, 3 of them EPAC games. Here's Gray ahead to Fields. Fields goes into the lane with the Euro step. That's up and good. Slicing up the defense was Jensen Fields. Here's Cheek into the lane. He is fouled on his way to the basket. It's going to be underneath for Martinsburg, who leads at 39-26 here with 4:54 left in this third quarter. Jensen Fields now the lone Trojan in double figures with 10 points. Actually the only player in the game in double figures so far. Down low to Shipley. Shipley, good move to the rim, and he gets the layup to go. Jay Shipley, one of the best in the EPAC at finishing around the basket. That pass down the court, intercepted by Cheek. Cheek to Awuna. Awuna stutter steps for a second. Gets fouled, though, on his way up. And now we'll head to the line to shoot a pair. Anthony Awuna with 8 points here tonight, trying to make it 10.
Keep applying the pressure. Eventually, some of these lesser teams, it's going to get to them. And they might be able to pile on.
Free throw no good there from Awuna. I'm interested to see Dylan, because next time we see Martinsburg, it will be Hedgesville. Not a close game the first time around, but with that rivalry, you wouldn't expect it to be a blowout the second time. 7 points now for Awuna. But how do these other teams in the EPAC outside of Spring Mills really keep up with Martinsburg? As there's a pass that heads out of bounds and a turnover. Jefferson's shown an ability to at least keep up with them in terms of scoring a lot of points, but they haven't been healthy in those games. So Hedgesville, we haven't seen Musselman against Martinsburg, but you would just think on paper that they would be pretty similar to Hedgesville.
I think so.
It'll be an interesting week. Shipley.
It will be. I think we'll learn a lot.
Shot is off the mark, no good, and Kyrie Bunny grabs the rebound. Tries to find Cheek. Cheek keeps it in the front court for the Bulldogs. Now goes toward the rim. No foul called. Throws a pass to Shipley, and then heads out of bounds. It'll be Hampshire basketball. Weird possession there. Thought there was some contact as Cheek tried to make his way to the rim. Clearly kind of stepped back a little bit.
I'm surprised that ended with no whistle for anything.
Fields' double team. Steen nearly keeps alive, but it heads out of bounds. It will be Trojan basketball. 42-26, Martinsburg, 3:46 left in this third period.
You try that trick where you throw the ball off the opponent's leg out of bounds a few too many times, they're going to catch on to that, and they're going to start ducking out of the way with it. It's going to be a turnover.
Fields three-pointer from the corners, air ball, offensive rebound, though, from Charlton. His shot is up and good. It's 42-28. Cheek to Steen, over to Bunny, extra pass, Shipley. Three-pointer on the way, money. Nothing but net for Chase Shipley, and he has 9 points.
A moonshot.
It was in the air for a while, but it fell as Tim Brook down the court. Pass underneath to Fields. His layup is up and good. So Martinsburg up 15, 45-40. Cheeks pass down the court intended for Awuna, tipped away by Charlton and out of bounds. It will stay with the Bulldogs. Height and King on for Martinsburg. Steen out. And then maybe it won't be Steen out. It'll be Cheek and Steen out, and now Robinson in for Awuna. So Martinsburg goes to its bench a little bit here with a 15-point lead and just over 3 minutes to go. But another thing to note, how does Coach Rogers try to play this game? Because his team is up 15. They have a big week. Essentially, this is a non-conference game, so it doesn't mean as much. Shipley's three-pointer on the way. Shot is no good. Bunny grabs the rebound, but also you want to be playing well heading into a busy week. Gray forces the turnover there. Tim Brook, nice pass underneath, but that is rejected by Josiah King.
King saw that one coming all the way.
Charlton blocked on that shot attempt. It's a 15-point Martinsburg lead with 2:46 left. Off the inbounds, Fields' fadeaway long two is no good from the corner, and then it heads out of bounds off the Bulldogs. Will stay with the Trojans. Just over 2:40 left in this third quarter at 2:41. Zion Egmandoa checks in. Bunny checks out. And it's Van Meter with the basketball for Hampshire. Gray down low to the Fields, and Fields' shot is no good. Charlton grabs the offensive rebound. He can't finish. Ball is tipped around in the hands of Hyde, and now a foul called against the Trojans, I believe.
Yeah, Fields got a little out of control trying to go after that rebound, just kind of stumbled into making contact.
So that's the third on him. Excuse me, only the second here, but 45-30 our score. Martinsburg still on top with 2:20 left. Shipley, head fake, goes into the lane and finishes with the left hand. Chase Shipley's starting to heat up in this third quarter. He's got 7 points in the quarter, and Martinsburg leads by 17.
They needed somebody to do it. He's stepping up.
Largest lead of the night for the Bulldogs. Shipley nearly takes it away, and then Gray and him both going for that basketball, but it will stay with Hampshire. He needs a basket at this point. Game's starting to get out of hand. And Law and inbound, but they do get it into Fields. Back to Gray now. Gray trying to set up the offense for Hampshire. Crossover dribble. Goes in the lane, finds Charlton down low. Reverse the basketball now, does Hampshire. Back in the hands of Gray. Gray attacks the rim. Rejected by Egmandoa. Down the court now to King. King's layup is up and good. Josiah King now with 4 points. Bulldogs up 19 at 49-30.
Gray just tried to do too much that time on that possession.
All over the place. Trojans all over the floor. King down the court. Layup up and good. Just it was like a pinball ball there on that play, but it ended up in the hands of Martinsburg, and they found a wide open King for an easy layup. Bulldogs by 21 at 51-30. Just over a minute left in the third. Pass is tipped on its way toward Charlton. Now into the hands of Van Meter. Into the corner for Tim Brook for three. No good. Tipped out. Tim Brook gets the offensive rebound. His shot is up and good. Good job by Tim Brook to stay with it. 51-32 our score. 45 seconds left. Robinson ahead to Height. Now back in the hands of Chase Shipley. Bulldogs, good pass from King to Height. Tough layup, though, is no good. Rebounded by Charlton. 34 seconds. Gray, full court pass for Tim Brook, and it heads out of bounds, and a turnover for Hampshire. It'll be Martinsburg basketball.
Well, they got lucky on that one. They all just lost Tim Brook going down the other way.
30 seconds left in this third period. It is Martinsburg 51, Hampshire 32. Chase Shipley will bring the ball across for the Bulldogs. And Shipley trying to set up the Martinsburg offense. Sends a man through on the motion play, but Shipley just goes to the rim himself and finishes. Chase Shipley with a huge third quarter. Fields in the front court turns it over. Robinson ahead to Shipley. Misses the dunk. Robinson grabs the rebound, but he can't finish. And we head to the fourth for Bulldogs dominating against Hampshire now at this point, 53-32. We'll take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I do.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
I can't believe you didn't fill up.
That's double my rent. Not my car.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
You had one job.
It's between girls.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
We welcome you back here to Martinsburg High School. It's the Bulldogs 53, the Trojans 32. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop here on the broadcast. Fourth quarter brought to you by Parsons Ford, located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. As well as the Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state, they have you covered. Bulldog basketball here. Here's a Robinson open three. That's short. Rebounded by Tim Brook. Bulldogs have a lot of subs in the game with the game kind of in control. Tim Brook lost it off his foot, but a foul called on Martinsburg. And again, like we said, it's a big week for Martinsburg. 3 conference games coming up against Hedgesville, Spring Mills, and Musselman on Saturday. So a lot of action. Makes sense to try to get your young guys here in the game with the game in control. Tim Brook's 3-pointers and air ball. Nearly leaving the gym was Richardson trying to keep it alive. Ball heads out of bounds as Martinsburg turns it over now, and Fields gets it back for Hampshire.
Yeah, King tried to do a no-look pass to Zion, but the problem was Zion was also not looking. So I think you usually need at least one of the two to be looking.
Pass down the court. Vandervender trying to keep it alive. Now things getting sloppy between both teams. This is another turnover for Martinsburg, turnover for Hampshire. Fagan in the fast break ahead to King. King with the reverse layup, put a little English on it, but it's no good. Rebounded by Robinson over to Height. King thought about the three, but then that hesitation led to a travel. 6:49 left in this fourth quarter. It's still 53-32, Martinsburg on top.
King's just rushing a little bit. He's trying, again, use this phrase a lot, doing too much. Just sometimes you need to just calm down and settle in, take what the defense gives you.
Yeah, I know he's been dealing with that shoulder injury too, so it could be a little bit rusty. Not sure how much practice time he's been getting in. Pass underneath is tipped away by the Bulldogs. King on the fast break, able to get the layup up and good. He has 8 points, though, even with some of the struggles. And you see, I mean, he's only a freshman. He's only going to get better. So
definitely.
Into the hands now of Charlton. Martinsburg overall, a pretty young team still, as that pass heads out of bounds. Of guys that play significant minutes, only going to really lose Jackson Steen. So, I mean, this team should be very formidable here for the next 2 seasons at least.
Absolutely.
It's a heavy junior team. After some rough years, the Bulldogs appear to be at least back in contention for a spot in the state tournament. Here's Height over to Fagan. Back in the hands of King, over to Robinson now. Robinson back to King, 5:50 left. Fagan catches in the high post, turns around and knocks down the J. Fagan with his first 2. And Martinsburg up 57-32. Over Hampshire. Medina down the court to Richardson. In the hands of Fields. Fields steps into a three-pointer. That is short. Rebounded by no one as it heads out of bounds. Height just watched it go. And the Bulldogs will get it back here with 5:25 left in this fourth quarter and up 57-32. King setting up the offense. High post for Zion. Igmandoa. Good pass over to Height. His shot is off the mark, though, and no good. And now Hampshire looking to run down the court. It's Bender down the court. His shot is up and no good. Tipped around. King keeps it alive. King somehow does keep it alive and gets the layup to go. Wow, that was impressive.
Very.
The freshman starting to settle in now into this contest off the bench. Now with double digits and scoring and 10 points. Martinsburg 59, Hampshire 32, 4:35 left. Here's a Medina 3, that's no good. Igmandoa grabs the rebound. Ahead to Height. Now Robinson into the lane. Foul called against Hampshire. And Robinson will go up and shoot 2. Medina is going to pick up the personal.
Like the hustle that we're seeing out of the bench players for both sides, but particularly Martinsburg.
So Robinson to shoot free throws.
And the student section is still into it.
Yeah, not a huge crowd here tonight.
No.
But it is a non-EPAC game, so
right.
A little bit more of a travel for the visitors. Robinson free throw up and no good. And student section into it as Xerxes Yancey checks into the game, as well as Hayden Arvin checking in, number 22. Yancey, of course, known for his football play. And he's joined the team this year. I believe it's the first time he's been on the team as a senior. And second free throw is up and good from Robinson. So he goes 1 for 2 from the stripe.
But just like you see, they have Coy Fagan out there, too, another star of the football team. The football players tend to bring intensity. Good defense. Sometimes a little too much intensity. You see Coy Fagan, both times he's checked into the game, is fouled within, I think, the first or second possession. But he's settled in.
Well, they bring a winning culture, at the very least, which I feel like
True.
Martinsburg was kind of lacking the last 2 years, is some leadership, some guys that knew how to win at times. And they were a young team, and they still are very young, but I feel like these guys have brought more experience to this group.
And there's a guy like Keyshawn Cheek, too, who was on Spring Mills last year. And, of course, Spring Mills has themselves a winning culture over there, being the number 1 team in the state this year. He was there last year.
Igmandoa called for the travel. 60-32 the score. 3:43 left in this fourth quarter. Martinsburg in their zone defense currently. 3-2 look. Gray over the head pass. Too much mustard on it as it heads out of bounds. Intended for Monroe. Robinson ahead to Fagan. Fagan toward the basket. Turnaround. Jumpers up and good. Fagan has 4 points.
It's a good shot from him right there. Tough shot.
talking to Coach Danny Alkire before the game of Hampshire. He asked me if Fagan's going to win the Kennedy next year. I said, well, he's got a good shot, presuming he'll either be the quarterback or still be the running back for Martinsburg next season.
Might not be able to tell the difference at some points, depending on how they run the offense.
Yeah, we don't know exactly how things will look for the Bulldogs in terms of replacing Murphy Clement. I mean, Fagan would be the favorite, but, of course, Dick played pretty well in his minutes for Martinsburg as well, so it should be interesting.
Definitely, yeah. Brian Dick could certainly, as a sophomore, take over as the quarterback. Depends on how you want things to go.
I guarantee you this, Dylan, they'll be pretty good.
It's usually how it goes around here, right? Take a look around the gym here at some of the rafters. I'm seeing a lot of state champion football banners up hanging. So
I heard they won a few of those recently.
A couple, right?
Yeah. Here and there. 62-32 our score. Monroe to the line, 2:51 left. Free throw no good there. Fagan grabs the rebound. There with a behind-the-back dribble. Here's a Robinson three from the top of the key. That's no good. Good rebound, though, by Mendoa. He keeps it high and finishes. 6 points for Zion off the bench here tonight. And a guy that saw some minutes early in the season, has good height, has good length. Coming off the bench, kind of him and Owuna could be quite the duo here moving forward. But with 2:36 left, we got a timeout. Let's take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back here to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. The Bulldogs now doubling up Hampshire, 64-32. Our score. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop here on the broadcast. John Allerton on camera. And back in the studio, Colin McLaughlin. Just over 2.5 minutes left in this fourth quarter. And it is Hampshire in possession of the basketball. Timbrook over on the wing to Medina. And off the leg of Hayden Arvin and out of bounds, but it's actually going to say that it went off of Hampshire. So Martinsburg gets it back with 2:20 left. Fagan over to Arvin. Steps in for a mid-range jumper, just in and out, no good. And Mendoa saves it, finds Fagan. Good bounce pass to Yancey. That shot's no good, but Xerxes grabs his own rebound. Bulldogs fighting for it. Yancey stakes with it and gets the layup.
That's hustle right there.
66-32. Timbrook in the high post. Now Yancey comes away with the steal. Fagan trying to keep his dribble, but never really had it. Vander down the court now for Hampshire. Into the hands of Richardson. Shot no good. Richardson gets his offensive rebound, though, and finishes. Martinsburg 66, Hampshire 34, 1:24 left in the fourth quarter. Time running down here in this one. Again, tomorrow we're at Musselman. It's Timbrook down low to Richardson for Jefferson Musselman tomorrow night in boys basketball. Medina with the basketball now. 1:10 left. Hampshire trying to get something going. That pass is tipped. And now Martinsburg nearly gets a steal, but it heads out of bounds, will stay with the Trojans. Stay tuned for our post-game show. We'll have the final scores here. After the game concludes, we'll hear from head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Rogers. As here's a drive to the rim. Zion Agamendoa with the block. That pretty much seals it. I mean, it's already over score-wise, but that just kind of wraps up how this one's gone. Martinsburg's defense, a big part of this win. Foul on the way to the rim for Robinson, who led to the line. With just over 40 seconds left. And a better half-court offense here in the second half. And overall, I feel like Martinsburg's going to be pretty happy with this one. Robinson's free throw is up and good. 67-34. Second one from Robinson, good as well. Four of his points all coming from the line, or 3 points, 3 of 4 from the line is what I was trying to say there. 68-34 the score. 35 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Here's a steal for the Dogs. Robinson going up for the jam and fouled on his way up. Matthew Robinson didn't know he could get up like that. Young man has some bounce, but unfortunately got fouled on his way up and will go back to the line. Free throw up and no good there from Robinson. 68-34 remains the score. 27 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Second one is no good. Rebounded by Richardson. Hampshire trying to close it out here is Martinsburg as they are well in control. Robinson gets the steal. Vandervander gets it back though. 10 seconds now. Down low. Shot no good. Yancey might have got a piece of it. And Agamendoa now going down the court. Martinsburg turns it back over, and that's your ball game. Bulldogs 68, Hampshire 34. Good win here for Martinsburg to improve now to 7-3 on the year. Trojans drop to 5-9. We'll keep it here as Dylan Bishop grabbing the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Rogers, for his post-game interview here momentarily. But after a slow start to the ball game, Martinsburg pulls away in this second half and ends up getting a pretty dominating win over the Hampshire Trojans. 68-34 your final. Again, tomorrow we're at Musselman. Jefferson trying to snap their 4-game losing streak against the Musselman Applemen tomorrow night. And what is a busy week here of EPAC basketball. We're back here at the field house for more Martinsburg basketball as they take on Hedgesville on Wednesday and Spring Mills on Friday. And then they have Musselman on Saturday as well. But looks like Dylan has grabbed head coach Dave Rogers. And once Coach Rogers is ready, we'll send it to Dylan. Go ahead, Dylan.
All right, Coach Rogers. Ends up being a big win for you guys. Took a little bit for you guys to pull away in this one in the second half. How'd you feel about the performance overall?
Well, I thought we did a lot of good things defensively. Thought we had a lot of steals, turned them over a lot. I told the kids at halftime, I mean, we weren't shooting well. That didn't bother me as much as we missing layups. I don't think you should miss layups. So, you know, you get in that close, you ought to be strong enough to put it up and in. But I thought our kids really hustled defensively and did what we asked them to do, so we've got to come back to the drawing board tomorrow and get ready for Wednesday night.
There was a point there where Hampshire started going to a 1-3-1 zone. They were going to man-to-man. What sort of different things were you telling your team when it came to the different defensive looks that Hampshire was giving you?
Well, I think that's fun basketball because we've got to be able to do offensively whatever you show us on defense. And I thought we adjusted to it. I thought we had some nice shots inside on it, and I thought we moved the ball and put it where it needed to be.
Got a big week of EPAC games coming up. Good start for the week for you guys. How do you think you want to build on this for coming up here, Hedgesville, Spring Mills, and Musselman?
Well, every game's important, and we tried to play a lot of players tonight. Everybody got to play so we can save their legs a little bit because it's 4 in 1 week is tough. I don't care who you're playing. Hampshire, Coach Alcott always does a great job, has those kids ready, and And I remember a couple years ago when they went into Charleston, ranked number 8, and beat the number 1 team, Robert C. Byrd, and put them out of the tournament. And so every game you have to come in ready to play, and I thought we did a good job tonight.
Coach, thanks for the time. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Back to you, Nick.
Thank you, Dylan. As Martinsburg gets the win again, they're now 7-3 on the year. We'll take a 2-minute break and then have the Palace Lounge post-game show. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Heffley Motor Company off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. If you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. The Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
We welcome you in here to the Palace Lounge post-game show. The Palace Lounge is located on Edward Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu, daily specials, and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop here on the post-game show. John Allerton, our cameraman tonight. Colin McLaughlin back in the studio. Dylan, just to wrap things up, I guess, what do you think ended up being the difference for Martinsburg in that second half?
I think they did a little bit better job of controlling the tempo of the game and getting more turnovers and getting those easy baskets out in transition. And I think Chase Shipley and a couple other guys stepped up in the half court a little better. I think that, like Coach Rogers said, they were missing a lot of layups early on, and they did a better job of that in the second half. I think eventually Hampshire just ran out of steam, and they didn't really have a lot of offensive firepower to respond with.
I would agree. We'll get into the post-game stats here, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to FordofHagerstown.com. We'll start with the Trojans. 14 for Fields, 2 for Richardson, 4 for Charlton, 6 for Timbrook, 2 for Van Meter, 3 from Monroe, and 3 from Gray. On the Martinsburg side, 10 for Josiah King, 5 for Jackson Steen, 4 for Keyshawn Cheek, 13 for Chase Shipley, 3 for Kyrie Bunning, 9 for Anthony Awuna, 3 for Robinson, 6 for Zion Igmandoa, 9 for Height, 4 for Fagan, and 2 for Yancey. That totals up for 68 for the Bulldogs, 34 for the Trojans. Let's get into our awards, and we'll wrap things up here on the post-game show. We'll start with the rejection of the game, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced, certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Dylan, what would be your rejection of the game?
I'm going to give this one to Hampshire. Carter Monroe, early in the game, there was back-to-back blocks by both teams. Chase Shipley on one end, and then immediately Carter Monroe comes down the other way. and gets a block on a layup down on the other end. I think it really could have been a toss-up between those. I think Awuna had a good block in there as well. I think the Monroe one was just a little more emphatic, and give Hampshire some credit, even though they took the loss tonight.
Yeah, honestly, that whole sequence could be your rejection of the game, but I like the choice there for the Monroe if you had to pick one. Moment of the game brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley Medical Center, and Jefferson Medical Center, leading healthcare here and everywhere. Perhaps if it was a closer game, too, that could have been your moment of the game. It was a
definitely
pretty exciting just instance there, but what about your choice there?
I'm going to go with the dunk very early in this game that Anthony Awuna had. He got off to a really strong start, and that was off of a turnover. He got the steal and then came right down and got the dunk very early on in this game in the first quarter.
Yeah, anytime you're a big favorite in a game and then you get an early dunk, it can really intimidate the other team. So I felt like that was a significant moment here in the basketball game. Finally here, Dylan, player of the game brought to you by Orsini's Home Store. Not just an appliance store any longer, located at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at Orsini's.com. In a game that was so much of a team effort, it may be tough to pick just one individual, but who you got?
A little bit. It is a little tough. I think Anthony Awuna had the very early lead in this. Again, I think he scored 6 of the first 10 points for Martinsburg.
Yeah.
And played really well on both ends of the floor incredibly early on in this game. Slowed down a little bit in terms of scoring points. But then in the second half, when Martinsburg really needed to find someone to score, especially in the half court, and pull away in this one, it was Chase Shipley that got it done and led the team in points with 13. Got most of those in the second half. And he played, again, we talked about him in the rejection of the game. I could have given it to him for his defense. He was getting steals as well. He played great on both ends of the court.
Yeah, 4 in the first half, 9 in the second half for Shipley. And it felt like all of mine were probably in that third quarter, I should say. But definitely helped build the lead for Martinsburg. So that'll do it here from the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Again, tomorrow we got Jefferson taking on Musselman at Musselman in Inwood. Again, tip-off at 7:30, pregame show at 7. But for John Arterton, our cameraman, Colin McLaughlin back in the studio, Dylan Bishop, I'm Nick Versley saying so long here from the Fieldhouse. Our final score, 68-34. Martinsburg beats Hampshire. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor, and then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today. Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
Welcome into the And One post-game scoreboard show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 as the Martinsburg Bulldogs come out victorious in a non-conference game against the Hampshire Trojans. Final score, Martinsburg 68, Hampshire 34. Let's now take a look at the top 10 polls in West Virginia high school boys basketball, starting off with the Week 9 coaches poll. And here it is. For those tuned in on TV10 or our YouTube stream, you can see it. 1 through 5 goes Spring Mills, Morgantown, George Washington, Martinsburg, and Wheeling Park. And then 6 through 10, it's Bridgeport, Hedgesville, Huntington, Jefferson, and Musselman. And then in the AP poll, that is the AP poll. Looks like I might have accidentally lost the coaches poll. Here it is. Don't have a copy of it there for you on the screen, but I have it in front of me here. Spring Mills 1, Morgantown 2, George Washington 3, Martinsburg 4, Huntington 5, Wheeling Park 6, Bridgeport 7, Spring Valley 8, 9th is Jefferson, 10th is Hedgesville. Let's now take a look around the NBA. Fourth quarter, 3:47 left. The Knicks lead the Hornets comfortably, 105-87. Clippers lead or trail the Cavs 102-90 with 8:17 left in the fourth. The Celtics are up against the Pelicans by 1 in the third, 74-73. The Jazz lead the Nets lead the Jazz 85-71 in the third. The Suns are dominating the Heat 76-56 in the third. The Rockets lead the Lakers 70-53 in the second. That wraps things up here on the And One postgame scoreboard show. Again, our final score, Martinsburg 68, Hampshire 34. This has been West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Rocks, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda, Craig Blair for State Senate, Orsini's Home Store, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Berkeley County Health Department, Hagerstown Ford, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Modern Realty Results, The Palace Lounge, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.